Power Hour with John Lee.
We're going to rock to John Christie. We're going back in time to the 40s and the 50s. John Christie was a cop. When he grew up, he was a good boy at school. He was a scout, he was a choir boy, ticking all the boxes, this kid. And then, he's a fairly normal kid and teenager, and he wants to get his end away. Wants to get his dick wet, right? Wants to dip his wick in this young girl. And she says, sound, get round the corner. So they've gone round the corner, and, she said, right, come on, sort it out. And he can't do it. You know what I mean? Can't get an hard on. And so she tells everybody, as they will do. And so he gets two nicknames. Second one being my favourite. I think it's more poetic. His first one was Can't Do It, Christie. And his second one, and this is delicious, his second nickname was Reggie No Dick. Reggie No Dick. Yeah, because he can't get an hard on. Love it. So anyway, he grows up, becomes a postman. He's fucking thieving, right? There's one for you, one for you, one for me. Like that kind of postman. And he gets nicked, he gets arrested. Nicked in England means arrested. He gets nicked. Nicked also means stolen. So he nicked it, and then he got nicked. Prison. So does a bit of time, comes out, he's a bit of a drifter, what we call a Jack the Lad. He's here and there, he's criming. Nothing serious, nothing clever, but enough to get sent down for. So he's in and out of jail, and he gets tired of it, John, and he thinks, right, I'm going to get respectable. So he rents a house in Notting Hill, which was a fucking dump in those days, not what you're seeing now. It was a dump, and he lived at 10 Rillington Place, which is a very famous address because of him, certainly in English culture. There's a film with all this called 10 Rillington Place with Richard Attenborough, brother of David Attenborough. Richard Attenborough, great actor, great director. We saw him in Jurassic Park, obviously, but years ago he made this film, and he creates a new image for himself. He's respectable now. No one in that area knows him. No internet, no Facebook. He just rocks up there and, changes his image and actually becomes a cop. A lot of men off at war and whatnot, or recovering from war, who've come back from war with no legs, and he thinks, no mind to work with, and he becomes a special constable, right? And what he's doing is he's rocking it round the place, fucking loving the authority. He's been in prison, he's had prison guards on him and all that. I suppose he's been nicked, he's been cuffed and roughed, and so he thinks, right, my turn, you fucking set of twats. And he's known as Himmler. They call him the Himmler of Rillington Place for his obvious authoritarian tendencies. And what he's doing is he's targeting the prostitutes. Yeah, cheeky bastard, this guy, proper. He's targeting the local prostitutes, right? So you got some prostitutes, some young lads. He comes along like that. All right, leave it out. Move along. You get behind that bush. And he's fucking shagging them behind the bus, in the bush, and saying, see you tomorrow. And they would see him tomorrow. He was fucking loving it. And he's got a wife. He's married, you see. And what they've decided to do, him and his wife, John Christie and his wife, is to perform fucking abortions. You see, what was happening was there was no way for there's so many single women around because of the wars, right? First World, Second World War, they weren't that. It's only a generation apart, really. But let's say Second World War, a lot of men went off and never came back. And when they did come back, they were fucked. So a lot of these women, they had no way of earning a living for themselves other than prostitution. And there was no contraception, and what there was illegal because of the power of the Catholic Church. And so there were a lot of pregnancies and no money to feed these babies. So these kind of do-it-yourself abortions were commonplace. and extremely dangerous. I mean, you get sepsis and fucking die. And so this John Christie and his wife, they start offering them and doing these fucking abortions in the kitchen, man. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about that? But that's what they were doing. And she goes to see her sister. There's something wrong with her sister. So she leaves London and goes up to Sheffield, right? And while she's gone, he starts seeing one of these prostitutes. She's from Austria. And he starts seeing her and, they're getting... She thinks, I suppose, that they're getting quite close. I mean, she's in his house all the time. The wife's away. I don't know if she knows about the wife. I'm assuming that she does, but who knows? The wife certainly doesn't know about the prostitute. And he gets word that his wife's coming home. I've done my business there in Sheffield with my sister. I'm coming home. Love you. See you soon. All right. Brilliant. Fantastic. Prostitute. What am I going to do about this? So, I mean, what are you going to do? Kills her. Kills the prostitute, yes. Stuffs the body in a cupboard. Stuffs the dead prostitute in a cupboard. Right. And then his wife's back and she's, I lie. He put the dead body under the floorboards. Yeah. Sorry, he had a bit of culture about him. Can't just leave him in a cupboard because the wife will look there. Dead prostitute goes under the floorboards, obviously. Then the wife comes back and she's none the wiser. So she's back now and he gets a job. Everything's normal. He gets a job in a factory and he starts seeing this woman called Muriel. She gets pregnant, so it's right, fuck it. Come round to mine and I'll give you abortion as well. So he starts saying to this Muriel, come back, I'll give you an abortion, nice and tidy. I know what I'm doing, you'll be in and out. Fucking gasses her, because that's what he's doing, but he's just connecting it to the fucking oven, you know what I mean? He's just gassing her. This is for you, you won't feel anything, fucking gas her. And then he's got the tights round the neck, choked her, killed her, to death with tights. It's a fucking violent crime, that. And so she's gone in the cupboard. And what he's decided to do then is he's got, because he's thinking, fucking hell, yeah, I've got a prostitute under the floorboards. Now I've got this woman from work in the cupboard and they're both dead. My wife's going to fucking smell a rat here. Right, and this is the story, you know what I mean? And you think, is this right? I mean, does the wife not know, really? She's doing the abortions with him. Do you know what I mean? Does she not know that there's a fucking... What kind of wife don't know there's a dead prostitute under the fucking floorboards? I don't know. I suspect that she was involved, me. I really do. Because you got a dead body in the cupboard, a dead body under the floorboards, and the wife don't notice. No, it don't ring true. But anyway, he's fucking taken these dead bodies and he's put them under the garden. Right? He's buried them both in the garden. All right, sound. Then a young couple called Evans from Wales, they move in and they've got a young baby. And she gets pregnant. And so he does a deal, John. He does a deal with this Tim, who's Timothy Evans, who's the father. He says, listen, you go to work, mate, right? Leave the wife here. I'll do the abortion. You know what I mean? And look after the baby. You don't have to worry about it. So goes off to work, Tim, the Welsh lad. Now, his IQ's about 70. So he's not clever. Comes home, John Christie says, listen, I did the abortion and all that, but she died. So, she's dead and that. He fucking loses his mind, right? And what's said about the baby, I don't know. But he's fucked off. He's got out of there. This Welsh kid, Tim Evans, Timothy Evans, he's got out of there. But the families are obviously saying, don't just fucking rock it back here without the wife and baby. Where's the fucking wife and baby? So he's stupid, the lad. He doesn't know how to explain it. So he ends up going to the police station in Merthyr Tydfil, giving a false fucking confession. Don't know why. So it was me. I did it. You know, confessed to killing the wife and the baby. But his story didn't fucking make any sense. So he ends up back in London, and he's under pressure. Look, your story means fuck all. What happened? And he says then, well, it was Reg. Reg did it. And so they have this court case. Before that, the police go round actually to John Christie's house, and in a search, they open a cupboard and find Mrs. Evans and the baby dead in a coal cupboard. He's just stuffed them in there. Right, so he's got the dead wife and child, baby, of this guy in a cupboard. And 2 more dead bodies under the patio in the garden. The police find the wife and child, the baby, both strangled. The baby was strangled as well. And John Christie says, it wasn't fucking me. Do you know what I mean? They live upstairs, man. That's his wife and baby. I didn't strangle no one. He did that. That's why he fucked off to Wales, because it was him. Ask him. Thinking he's too fucking stupid to give you a reasonable explanation, as he's already demonstrated in Merthyr Tydfil. So that's what happened. He was unfortunate enough to be found guilty, you see, and John Christie testified against him. And after the trial, he's walking out, John Christie, and the mother of the dead girl, of Mrs. Evans, her mother, is shouting, "Murderer, murderer," John Christie. And it was his wife, John Christie's wife, who said, no, he's a good man. And this is the woman I think was involved, because all this shit can't happen in your house without you knowing about it. And so this lad, fucking Tim Evans, he's found guilty, and because the times were being the times that they were, he was executed. They fucking hung him. They hung him for the crime. And I'll tell you now, spoiler alert, he was completely innocent. It was John Christie who killed them both. And he got hung for it. Sad, really sad. Just a fucking poor, innocent guy from Wales moved into the wrong house, ended up fucking dead. So, Reg, he's thinking, right, I'm fucking, I don't know, I'm just not killing enough. Not killing enough. My wife is cramping my style. Too many questions. Too much fucking why. So I'll fucking kill her. So he's attacked her. He's had a fight with her. And he's fucking got her on the bed. Nylons again. Fuck off. Choked her out and killed her. She's gone under the floorboards now. Right? So she's under the fucking floorboards. Dead. Gets this woman called Kathleen, right, takes her back, has sex with her, chokes her out, kills her, leaves her in the fucking chair, goes to bed, he's been drinking, the lad is pissed, goes to bed, wakes up in the morning, he can't remember anything about Kathleen, comes down, oh, fuck me, oh, true innit, I fucking killed you. So she's dead in this rocking chair, pulls her out of the rocking chair, she's in the fucking cupboard, right. So, now he's got the fucking wife under the floorboards. He's got this Rita in a fucking cupboard. He's got this Kathleen, she's in the cupboard as well. Right? So he's got 2 women in the cupboard and one under the fucking floorboards. The one under the floorboards being his wife. Then there's this fucking Hectorina and Alex move in, another couple. He does his fucking thing and kills the Hectorina and puts her in the cupboard. So now he's got 3 dead women in a fucking cupboard in his house, and his wife's dead as fuck under the floorboards in the living room. This fucking Alex comes back, the husband of Hectorina, one of the women in the cupboard. You've got to respect me for keeping all this straight, man. Fuck's sake. Got 3 in the cupboard, one under the floorboards. Husband's coming in here. Where's my wife and all that, mate? He says, your wife? What the fuck do I know about your wife? Well, fuck off. I left her here with you. Yeah, well, she left. She fucked off looking for you, mate. I don't know. So they're walking around the streets. Nah, she's not there. She's in my cupboard, mate. Brown bread. So he thinks, right, this is properly coming on top now. I mean, really. I'm just fucking it off. You know what I mean? So he's still got two under the the fucking patio in the garden. He's got two dead bodies under the patio in the garden. He's got three more in a cupboard, dead, pushed and crammed in there because they've already taken a woman and a baby out. They were dead. They were crammed in a cupboard as well. So he's just got the two corpses under the patio, the three corpses in the cupboard, and the one under the fucking floorboards. So he thinks, logistically, this is a fucking nightmare. What am I going to do? Move these, put them in there, bollocks to it. So he rents the place out and fucks off. And of course, they're like, fuck me. It stinks in here, man. Stinks. And they look behind some fucking, like, plasterboard, three bodies. He just fucking crudely covered it up and fucked off. So he went around using his real name and all that. Eventually gets nicked, goes to prison, fucking trying to be a celebrity on the inside. Won't admit to killing the baby because he knows that's the one they won't like. The rest of it makes him exotic in them days. And so he's quite happy to admit to all that. And he says, in the trial, he says, well, maybe I did more. Who knows? I may have done more, I think he said. But they fucking hung him as well. And he actually admitted to doing the crime that Timothy Evans was hung for. He admitted it. And they still refuse, I think to this day, they still refuse to give him an official pardon because it might have some fucking consequences for them. Absolute scum.